Welcome back, guys. The market is in turmoil, or that's what they're trying to tell you. The geopolitical tension in Afghanistan, inflation and the CPI running opposite directions. You've got talking about high inflation, consumer price index is going crazy. You've got everything going on with the Delta variant. You guys, the stock market just is going, it's flashing signals. Sell, 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 sell. But we are long-term investors. We are in for the highs, we're in for the dips. What are we doing in the portfolio? Guys, this is what you sign up for when you're buying in the stock market. So what am I buying? What am I positioning? Where am I going with my stocks? Well, let's get into it. Financial forecaster, join me for we got all to all-time highs. Now we're riding a little bump. Am I still buying? You know I'm still buying. Just because the market's overvalued doesn't mean every stock is, and I'm still looking for that good sweet spot to keep dollar cost averaging in throughout my journey. So here we go, financial forecaster, what am I still buying? First, as many of you know, I'm a huge Banksa nerd. I love this company. I love this crypto to fiat, blah, blah, blah. You've been in my portfolio. You've seen the videos. I'm a Banksa bull. Now, we've unfortunately seen over a 60% drop since the highs, which it cuts hard, especially when you're jumping into a growth play like this, but I'm following my strategy, and that's very important. There are a lot of companies that I have cut now, the biggest one being XBC. I took that cut. There's a lot of growth plays in my portfolio that I'm just not a big believer of. Banksa is not one of them. I've been following around with the quarterlies, the growth, and this company I really do think will be a explosive growth opportunity that's going to ignore all the market noise. So I've been dollar cost averaging. I bought in the recent dip. I just spent another $500-600 when it dropped to 260, and I even bought some more shares when it dropped into the 250s. So this is a stock that has been painful to hold, but there are some times when you're buying these and you're using a dollar cost averaging strategy that you have to deal with it. So yeah, Banksa, I'm still buying it. I'm still in. I know I'm still apologizing to all my viewers about the XBC, but again, my portfolio, my strategy, you guys should have your own strategy and not give me any flack over what you're buying or what you're selling. This is my portfolio, and I have made that clear many times. So Banksa, my still dollar cost averaging in. It's painful, but sometimes in the stock market, you gotta take the highs, you gotta take the lows, and you gotta stick to your strategy. So that's my strategy on Banksa, buying more on the dip, bringing my average down, trying to stay as exposed as I would like to be in my risk, but Banksa, still buying it, still great opportunity, the company's still growing, and hopefully, they're gonna get into decentralized finance and interest-bearing accounts and all of that jazz in the crypto space sooner rather than later. Okay, next is WellHealth. Guys, this company's growth story has not changed any time since the market. Like anything that's going on in the market's not changing the growth stories of specific companies. And I know that there's crazy headwinds going against everything in the market right now. But WellHealth still has a long-term story intact. The price of the shares is still very reasonably priced in my opinion. So as soon as it started dropping back to the 750 range, I started again putting in the money. $100, it drops a little more, another $100, another $200. I like to build up my position because I feel like it's a gift for my future. So WellHealth, guys, it's still amazing. They're doing what nobody is doing, and they're trying to monopolize is kind of a dirty word, but they're trying to unify the private care and clinics in Canada. Obviously, they have their businesses with Circle in the States and this anesthesiology business. But guys, I still think that this is a great play for everyone's portfolio. Guys, it is a diamond in the rough of a company that has long-term growth prospects without being super volatile and on a steady uptrend that I think is admirable, especially in the kind of market we're in right now. So anywhere under 750, I will still be buying a share here or there, and you can bet if it gets around $7 again, I will be buying another substantial block of WellHealth shares. So that is number 2. Let's go on to my last pick that I'm still buying because that's it. I'm only buying 3 more stocks as they go down. Other than that, I'm completely ignoring market noise. I'm letting my long terms run. I'm holding everything else. And that's it. Just these 3 because the market is getting scary and some of these high growth flyers are still going to get hit and they have a lot more room to run on the downside. Okay, so stock number 3. And you don't need a crystal ball to know my last third pick, still down off all-time highs and still has a crazy growth story that's attached to it. We have TAAT I know we're still, you come back to this channel over and over again, and I'm still plugging the same things. Now I know I have a problem with other YouTubers that do this. Sometimes they get really hung up on a stock, and I myself get upset that when I go to them, it's just the same stock over and over again. But then I go back to my own portfolio, and I see that I have I cut down to some premium conviction stock. If you're watching a YouTuber and they're jumping from stock to stock to stock, unfortunately, a lot of times they're doing it because it's what's trending, it's what's popular, and it's what's going to give them views. This channel is just going over what my portfolio looks like, and my portfolio, unfortunately, is consolidating. It's getting stronger in a few positions, and if that bores you, I'm sorry, but you've joined into the financial forecaster to see what my portfolio is doing, and I am still as bullish as I was on TAAT. I still think $4 is a great price. I'm sorry if you missed it when it was at the very low threes, because that is when the printing press was going on for me, and I just kept putting in money whenever I could. $4, am I still buying? I am. If I ever have a few dollars and I see that it's down 5 or 6%, I'll still buy a few shares here and there, because long term, these guys are growing exponentially. They're hitting the trade circuit, and they are pumping to every distributor they can. And that, as someone who works in that kind of industry, that is how you expose your brand to as many streams as revenue as you can. It gets the word out on what it is, and it gets people excited about the brand. That's TAAT. Guys, listen, the market is terrifying right now. Inflation is important. It is. What's going on in Afghanistan is important. The debt is important. These are things that can kill, absolutely kill, a bull run. But we're long-term investors. I'm not out here trading every day. I'm waiting for something to go under my buy price and buy a few more shares to bring down my average. And I can't do that for a lot of my stocks because a lot of them are at all-time highs. TELUS, Fortis, even Algonquin's pretty high to those 52-week highs. But all of these companies, they're chugging along, and they hold a very big part of my portfolio. There's only 2 stocks that I think that I could even possibly cut down on, and that's Lightspeed and Nuvi. And those stocks have been absolutely phenomenal returns in my portfolio. But am I going to cut them out? Well, I made a very big mistake with Square and PayPal years ago, and I will not make the same mistake. These are long-term holds, and I'm going to treat them as such, and I'm just going to avert my gaze and let them do their thing, and that's what I'm doing for those. So TAAT, Banksa, WellHealth, they're the only things that are in the range that I want to buy. Don't just throw money in because you want to. Use your money strategically according to your plan, and make sure that you're doing right by your risk tolerance. If not, you're gonna go crazy, you're gonna be checking your ticker every 5 seconds, and you won't be able to sleep at night. And I've gone over that on my channel. You wanna be able to sleep at night, or investing is not conducive to your lifestyle. Doesn't matter how much money you make if you are stressed and anxious. So guys, financial forecaster, thanks for joining me. Let's get rich together. TAAT, WellHealth, and Banksa. Let's hope it was all the right move. Coming in at you.